Okay, third time lucky. I keep having to rejig the settings on this damn thing. But anyway, hello everyone. We're going to talk about Jesus before Jesus, 500 BC. Firstly, go to the Ziggy Jan channel, sub up, hit the bell, because what YouTube did, they had to push new channels in about 2018, and mine wasn't included. So they basically made sub useless, and now the bell is the sub. So hit the bell as well as the sub. Do it on my channel as well. So Ziggy showed me some pictures today, and the alarm bells went off in my head. He showed me, what am I doing? What am I doing? He showed me, stop it. He showed me this, and I thought, whoa, that's Jesus, right? Let me get me out of the way, hang on. And he showed me that. And I thought, damn, that's the Jesus God, there you go. And you're going to say, Charles, that's not Jesus because Jesus died in Palestine in the time of Pontius Pilate. And I'm going to say, look, it is Jesus, and you're totally wrong, because someone doesn't travel over to Europe and say, oh, a guy died and you have to become Christians now, and no one would listen. But if the religion was similar to an existing religion, or the same as an existing religion, it could spread very easily. And it could be reaffirmed with the death of a prophet said to be resurrected. And that's usually how religions come back. Buddha was a resurrected Buddha. Jesus, I think, was a resurrected Jesus. This is an older Jesus. Now, look at the similarities. The stretched out hands, flat against an object. The stretched out arms. The robe, similar to Byzantine Jesus depictions. The halo behind him, which is, of course, the sun. Someone told me in a video, no, it's not the sun. A halo is a halo, whatever that means. But of course it's the sun. What else would it be? Notice the hair. The hair is interesting, the long hair. Notice, did I say the naked body, like Jesus? The legs stretched out. And he's like an angel. This is like a resurrected Jesus after resurrection. And we're going to look into the mythology and even reconstruct the mythology of this guy, because it's very interesting. So let's get to it. And of course, it's an applique depicting the sun god Usil. And Usil, Usa, Issa, Essus, Jesus, Issa throughout Asia. You look up old travel books, they always say, oh, Issa was here, this is an Issa shrine. And you think, gosh, this guy must have lived for tens of thousands of years. How did he travel so far? How did Jesus travel so far? Throughout India, throughout Asia? Heck, he went everywhere. He must have lived thousands of years. And that's a clue that he's an old god. He lived thousands of years. He was a god for thousands of years. That's it. So let's get to it. Usil, Etruscan god of the sun. Now, and that's not necessarily true. It just means the sun is behind him, because he might have been the standing stone Hela originally, the heel stone at Stonehenge. The name appears on the bronze liver of Piacenza. Piacenza sounds like placenta, doesn't it? Next to Tyr of the moon, another iconic depiction features Usil. So here we go. We're going to reconstruct the previous Jesus mythology. Rising out of the sea with a fireball in each outstretched hand on an engraved Etruscan bronze mirror. Oh gosh, do we have the picture? Oh my God, we have the picture. I didn't know. Okay, let's have a look. So fireball in each hand. Let's have a gander. I'm not quite. It's funny. I'm not seeing it. Okay, it's gone to a Chinese mirror. Fireball in it. Okay, look, let's just pretend Jesus is there and let's go back. Let's go back. Okay, so Usil appears with a halo. Usil has been syncretized, very strange word, with the Roman Sol and Greek Helios. Let me explain where these gods come from. These are long skull gods. They come from the Caucasus. Watch my previous 3 videos. It explains everything. Hela is the heel stone, the god with the sun behind him. Sol is Solis, Sulbri, the god of the water, the god of lightning and thunder. However, while Usil is depicted as a male, there are also female depictions. Of course. This is so old, no one knows whether it's male or female. It changes over time, over geography. In particular, there is possible equation with another indigenous Etruscan goddess, Catha, which is often, there we go, that's where Catholic probably, the The word Catholic probably comes from Catha, lunar or solar deity, because this word is obviously connected to Issa, Essa. So that's where the word Catholic religion comes from. Is often depicted as having a solar character. Yeah. Okay. So let's continue now. There is another. Hang on. There is. So this is the other one. It looks like there's two. There's this one. And there's that one. Oh no, I see. That's the original. That's the replica. Okay. This is the replica is in the Getty Museum. Or there's two. And notice the hair is flared out like that. Okay, let's see why. There we go. The hair is flared out. So this was on Twitter as a pretty funky Jesus in 800 AD. Well, anyone with a brain will see this is nothing to do with Christianity. Well, it is, but it's pre-Christianity. He's holding the world serpent together. Why? This must mean Jesus has something to do with the end of the world in the previous religion. And this is true because, and Jesus no longer has anything to do with the end of the world except for the fact worship Jesus. Now it's worship Jesus and you'll go to heaven. It used to be worship Jesus because the world will end. And it looks like this to me is why, I'm always working out, why were the Christians treated as terrorists by the Romans? They were blamed for burning down Rome, and the Christians turned that on its head and said, no, Nero did it. But Nero was actually extremely popular. So I don't know if Nero would have done that. I don't know. Why is he holding... It looks like the world is about to end, because when he dies and lets go of the world serpent, the world does end. So I'll tell you what happens in Germanic mythology, from probably, which I'm guessing is from the island of Doggerland. At the end of time, Thor has a battle with the world serpent. And what happens is, or Sul, the sun, Sul in the Caucasian mythology of the redheads, because he's the lightning god, and they kill each other. When he's dying, the world serpent starts thrashing about, causing tsunamis which sink the continent and the earth sinks into the sea. Then the giant dog leaps up and swallows the sun. However, the world tree survives, and two people come down from the world tree and respawn humanity. In the Ragnarok legend, giants and demons approach from all points of the compass, will attack the gods, who will meet them and face death like heroes. The sun will be darkened, the stars will vanish, the earth will sink into the sea. Now, from the 4 points of the compass, the pyramids are in the center of the world, and these are guarding. In Indian mythology, look up my pyramid videos explaining pyramids. You can see the original pyramids in India, because there's a god on each side guarding the compass points, guarding it, waiting for the end of the world. These are built to be until the end of time to secure that mythology, to make sure it happens. And I think the giant dog is obviously the Sphinx. It's going to leap up and swallow the sun. So here we have the same god as depicted in the Etruscan gods, in the Etruscan mythology, pantheon. It's the same guy. He's guarding the world, and he's holding this world serpent, making sure the world doesn't end just yet. But believe in him, and you'll come back. You'll be resurrected from the world tree. This seems to be the earlier mythology. Now, let's look it up, let's look it up. Essos. Now, Essos, Usil, same god, same name. It's known from two monumental statues and a line in Lucian's Bellum Civile. That's the war of the citizens, or the war of the cities. So, this is their picture of Essos, but I've shown you a much better picture. This looks more like the guy who's killing Essos, who's putting him on the tree. What am I talking about? We'll get to that. In two sculptures where Essos appears, there's a pillar of the boatman, and among the Parisi, on which the Essos is identified by name, and a pillar from Trier among the Treveri with a similar... Tre is the triple god people, with a similar iconography. In both of these, Essos is portrayed cutting branches from trees with his axe. And Jesus goes on and on about the oak tree and this tree and cutting it down with the axe. Essos is accompanied on different panels of the Pillar of the Boatman along Taravos tree. So the tree, the tree, that's where the word tree comes from. The triple, Garanus. Leaf is a god. Bran is a god. Branch. They're all gods. Root is the god Rod. Every part of the tree is an ancient god, as I've discovered. I don't think anyone else has said this before. So a well-known section refers to gory sacrifices offered, sounds like the New Testament, offered to a triad of Celtic deities. Teotatus, that's Thoth. Jesus, that's Essos. And Taranis. So this word sounds like tyrant. It sounds like bad. And that god is actually pretty similar to Yahweh, Jehovah, Jupiter. So we have Thoth, we have Jesus, and we have Jupiter. That was one particular trinity. And according to the Byrne commentary on Lucan, on this Lucian, human victims were sacrificed to Essos by being tied to a tree and flogged to death. And this is why the New Testament had to have this huge emphasis on the flogging, the 12 stations of the cross, which is the 12 zodiac, which is the whole world, showing that he wraps around the whole world. And this is why they started worshipping this guy, because he's the same as their existing religion. And I've had people coming on my channel and people are contacting me, rude, ignorant, stupid, ugly people contacting me saying, oh, how dare you talk about my religion? Listen, I'm telling you the truth. If you don't like the truth, do you know how many other YouTube channels there are? I'm telling you the truth. If you want to hear about outer space not existing, if you want to hear about weird things, weird conspiracies and other dumb things, there are plenty of channels about that. I'm telling you the truth. So let's get to it. The Gallic medical writer Marcellus of Bordeaux may offer another textual reference. This article has expanded since my video. In his De Medicamentis, that actually means honey of the mind in its original language. A compendium of pharmacological, and that word is related to Pharaoh, pharmacological preparations written in Latin in the early 5th century, and the sole source of several Celtic words. The work contains medical charm decipherable as Gaulish, which appears to invoke the aid of Essos, spelled Isus, in curing throat trouble. And we know Jesus was a healer. Well. I mean, there you go. The personal name, Essunertus, strength of Essos, occurs in a number of Gallo-Roman inscriptions, including one votive inscription dedicated to Mercury, while another theophoric given names such as Essugenus, that's from Jesus, are also attested. It is also possible that Essuphil of Gaul in the area of present-day Normandy took their name from this deity. So there we go. And someone, I believe, has said interpretation. Someone says it's similar to Jesus or blah, 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 whatever. This is Jesus in the old religion. Jesus was there. We'll also get onto why Jehovah was there. Jehovah was the king of Rome, Jupiter. It's the same God. We'll get into that in another video. So I believe I've covered it. We can see Essos was in Ireland as well. Essos was here in the Latin world. In the pre-Latin world, we've shown where the Catholic religion comes from the Etruscan goddess. You know, I've shown so many things. It's unbelievable. So there we go. Whoops. So if you like my channel, feel free to contribute on Patreon. On the other thing, as you see, I'm absolutely surrounded by junk here. So I need your Patreon money to pay people to renovate this 72-year-old house. So help me out, people. And if you don't like my channel, you get the fist. I'll give you the fist. Because I only want people who like my channel. That's the only reason I'm doing it. For you people. So people, thank you for watching. Send me your life savings on Patreon immediately. Because if it doesn't go to Patreon, it will go to an American preacher, judging by the way some of you treated me in my previous Jesus video. Goodbye.